Hi everyone. In this video, I'll show you how I made this wall decor monogram from start to finish, and I used the new CRICUT Smart Vinyl in matte metallic finish. It's gorgeous. As always, important information is in the description right under this video, including purchase links and discount information. I'll share this project in my Facebook group and on my Design Space profile, so you can find links for those under this video also. Of all the monograms I've made so far, I realized that I never actually made one for myself, so that is what I'm going to do in this project. I thought I'd show you how I made mine. Let's set this aside. I'm going to Images, Image Sets, and my favorite font to use for these monograms is called Monogram Motifs. So I just type motifs, and there it is. I'm going to search for the letter P. And I always go with this dark blue version. On any of the letters that I do, I go with this dark blue version, and I'll show you why. Add to canvas. I'll make it a little larger. Move this over. I'm going to ungroup it. I'll take the top layer and save it. Take the next layer, and you can see they're just about the same, except that this second layer doesn't have the cutouts that you see on the first layer. So this second layer I'm going to delete. I'll take the solid blue layer and keep it. And this red layer is pretty chunky, so I'm going to delete that. So I find that this center portion is very plain, so is this dark area on the P. I find them very plain. So all I do is go to Shapes. I'm going to take a square. Let's unlock it. I'm going to make it narrower and longer. We'll fit it inside this delicate one. We'll bring it out longer. That looks pretty even. Select both together and slice. We'll take this away, and we'll take this blue layer. I'm going to make it white so that you can see it better before I slice it. And we're just going to line it up. I'll unlock it. We can make it a little wider. And that's how it would look if I sliced it out. And I like that, so I'm going to select both together and slice. Take away the excess. And these three pieces we don't need, I'll delete them. I also like these little dots on the solid part of the piece, so I'm going to take a shape again. This time I'll take a circle. I'm going to unlock it, make it narrower, and let's bring it up on the P. That should do it. Select together and slice again. We'll take away this part we don't need. I'll bring it over and make it white so I can see it before I slice. That looks nice, and it's centered properly, so I'll select both together and slice. And we'll take away these parts we don't need. All this I'm done with it, so I'm going to delete. I like how that looks. It's fancy enough, but not over the top. By the way, I demonstrated this method at the Mountain Make-a-thon in Utah a few years ago. Some of you may have attended my class, but if you didn't, I thought you might enjoy learning how I make these monograms. The next thing we're going to do is split our letter P. So we'll go back to shapes and get a square. Let's see, how wide is this? It's 6.892. I'm going to make it an even 6 just to work with it. And we're going to take this square, unlock it, make it 6 wide. And all we need is a 1/4 inch, so 0.25 to make our split. You want to split it strategically. If you split it here, you're cutting out a good portion of the design. If you take it here, you're taking out part of the design. You want to be careful where you place it. So place it strategically. I'm going to put mine there. Select both together, align, and center horizontally. And that looks good. So I'm going to slice it. Take away the part we don't need. Take these 3 and delete them. So now we have our monogram split, but it's all in one piece, and we need it to be separate pieces so we can add a name to the center. So you're going back to shapes, you're going to get another square. You're just going to place it over the bottom half. Make sure you're in the center. You don't want to cut off part of your letter. Select both together and slice. Take this away, we don't need it. And delete. And now your monogram is in 2 separate pieces. I've often seen monograms where people just leave it like this and add a name to the center, but I find that it looks a lot more finished if you add bars across to frame the halves of your monogram. So back to shapes again, we go there often. I remember that it's 6 inches wide. Unlock it, and I only want my frame, my bar, to be a 1/4 inch thick. That's the most I would use. We'll place it along the edge of the top. Select both together, align, and center horizontally. You can move this away for now. We're going to duplicate this one. Line it up with the top one. Make sure it's lined up. That looks pretty. Select the 2 top pieces together and weld. Select the 2 bottom pieces together and weld. And now you have 2 separate pieces, the top and bottom of your monogram. So at this point you want to add something to the center. You can add a family name, you can add your own name. Perhaps you want to put a family name in the center and the couple or the children's name at the bottom. There's all different ways you can do it. I'm using just my name on mine, and I'm not adding my family name to it. But of course, that's completely up to you. You can do it any way that you like. But for this demo, I'll add my name to it. So I'm going to text. We'll move this over, and I'll double click so I can edit it. I find that this monogram is fancy enough, but it is a matter of personal taste. So you can use any font that you prefer to add your names to it. My favorite is called Prague, Prague. It's a CRICUT font. There it is. And I'm just going to double click to edit it and type my name in capital letters. We'll place it inside to make sure everything lines up. We'll move things. That looks pretty good. Select all together and center horizontally. I like this font. It's not too fancy. It doesn't take away from the primary monogram, but it's unique also. This is my favorite font to use on monograms. So once I've got everything lined up, I select all together and attach. And then I'll do my size. In this case, this one will be 7 inches wide by 9.5 high. And that's all you have left to do, is to size it for your monogram. I'm going to delete this one. This one is all ready to put on my frame. I will share this letter P. I'll remove my name from it, and I'll share the link for this letter P in case anyone wants to use it. I hope this demo has showed you how you can make your own. Let's click Make It. You can see it on my mat. I'm going to put it on a photo mat, so I'm going to cut it good side up. If you're putting it on the back of a glass, of course you'd want to mirror it. I'm going to get all set up to cut and apply this monogram to my frame. I'll switch to my overhead camera and we'll continue this demo. Before I switch over, I also wanted to mention that I'm going to be using CRICUT Smart Vinyl on my Maker 3. So I switched to without a mat in my setting, and I checked the review artwork at the top that shows me that I need at least 11.5 inches in length for my material, for my vinyl, in order to cut this monogram. And we're all set up and ready to cut. I'm using the new Smart Vinyl from CRICUT. This one is removable. It's also available in permanent. This has a matte finish. I'm using 3-foot rolls, and we also launched 12-foot rolls. They're really gorgeous. I love the matte finish. I'm going to use gold. If ever you don't have your packaging and you're not sure, you can check the back and it will tell you if it's removable or permanent. So we're going to load it. You want to center it up. And you want to guide it into your Maker 3 or Explore 3 to load it. The Maker has measured to assure that I have enough material to complete my project. You also want to be sure to have enough space behind your machine so that it can load and unload easily. And we'll press go. My project is cut. I'm going to trim the excess, and you don't want to throw it away. Even if it's too small to use without a mat, you can still use it on your cutting mats in any of the machines, so don't throw it away. Here we go. We'll close this up and get it out of the way. I'm going to get this all ready on my transfer sheet, and I'll be back to show you how I transfer it to my photo mat. This is my photo mat for my frame, and I've used a textured black cardstock behind it. and I'm going to apply my monogram. I wrinkled my transfer paper and my transfer tape as I was applying it, but that's not a problem. We'll try to center this up. That looks good. We'll just apply it, make sure my vinyl is flat, even though my transfer tape is wrinkled. Make sure it's all flat. And remove your carrier sheet carefully. You want to make sure that on the small edges your carrier sheet is not pulling up your vinyl. So I'm rolling it back very carefully. Take your time. I like this. I can see the texture of my cardstock through the vinyl. It's really cute. It looks almost painted on. Very nice. If you pull anything up, just place your vinyl back as far as you need to. Burnish it a little more and try lifting again. There we go. Gorgeous. I'm so pleased with it. I love how it turned out. So I'm just going to make sure everything is well adhered. I'm going to put it back in my frame and hang it in my entrance. There we go. Very pleased. So I hope this video is going to help you make your own monograms. As I mentioned, I will share this letter P that I pre-cut, and I'll take my name out of the project. You don't need my name in it. And you can dress it up any way that you want to. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please take a moment to like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching.